I'm Dr. Anthony Harper with the InterMountain Christian News and the Christian Newspaper Association. Blessed to be here in Israel. Again, here I'm at the Knesset building with MK Sharen Haskel. And it was quite a surprise to see you at the President Trump inauguration event. Mm-hmm. And a lot has happened since that time. Of course, Donald Trump is the President of the United States now. Mm-hmm. And then there was also the issue of the question at the White House that I had asked regarding the UN schools, right, that was aired here in Jerusalem as well. I was curious about how that came about. What kind of response has happened since my question at the White House about the UN schools?
So a couple of things. First of all, it was a great honor to be able to attend the inauguration of the President of the United States, really discovering how much support and love we receive for the American people, from the Christian community. So that was absolutely overwhelming. When you asked the question about UNRWA, it has finally raised this issue here in Israel as well. Because as much as we discuss it among us, it wasn't something that the media put the light on it. And so as soon as you put that through, after we discuss it here in the interview, then suddenly a lot of the media here in Israel started becoming more and more interested in those particular issues as well, which are extremely important for the safety of Israel.
Well, it was a miraculous event to be able to be called on by President Trump's press secretary and mention that question the first week of Trump's administration. And the openness of this administration in the U.S. With President Obama, I was ignored and wasn't allowed to visit, to be in his press secretary office. But with President Trump, there was an open door for me and other Christian media to be welcomed in, and it was a breath of fresh air for Christian media.
I think that it's a breath of fresh air from quite a few perspectives. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's just the media. I mean, just the inauguration, you know, having, a pastor, a rabbi, 2 Bibles to be sworn on. It already is a symbolic thing of spirituality. I think also his first visit, his first trip overseas, think about it. Mm-hmm. He's actually visiting one of the most sacred places for the Muslim religion. Then he's visiting the most sacred place for the Jewish people and the Jewish religion. And then he's going to visit one of the most significant places for Christianity in Rome, right? Wow. And so in that aspect, there's a lot of religious or spirituality that it's a completely different approach in this particular administration. And I think that's also, having it open for Christian media and for Christians around the United States. I think that's just part of how he feels towards that as well.
Well, we want to encourage people to pray for you and other Israel leaders here, as well as for President Trump and leadership in the U.S. This is a very special time in history, and we are praying that things will be done right, that they will follow God's will for Israel and America.
Well, first of all, I would like to use this interview to thank millions of Christians who pray and support Israel. We greatly appreciate it, and we don't take that for granted. Mm-hmm. And on another side, the visit of Trump here to Jerusalem within a few weeks, this is something that we're really excited about. This is going to be during the time of the celebrations of the 50 years of the liberation of Jerusalem. And so I still think we still have a few surprises ahead in the road.
Oh, we do. And we do know God is in control.
Absolutely.
Right. And people can learn more about this UNRWA issue we've been talking about. They can see video of our previous interviews, but also some other websites. I know Mr. David Bedine has information on UNRWA as well. So we want to welcome people to maybe search out maybe what you have written about UNRWA and our video interviews, as well as with Mr. David Bedine. And you could just search his name and UNRWA. But more people need to know, and hopefully at the White House, when I return to the White House after my time here in Israel, I will get called on again and be able. We need to get an update.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I had emailed you. We've been in investigative journalism about the issue of the General Accounting Office. Senator Risch, a U.S. Senator that is the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, has requested from the General Accounting Office an accounting of where this U.S. money is going into the UN. Senator Risch had said that he would be willing to cut off funding
Absolutely.
if this was going for the wrong reason. So we need a good report from the General Accounting Office we're waiting on, and hopefully that will come out soon. So.
Well, obviously I will pass any more information we have here in Israel.
Well, thank you. It's a blessing to be with you and to be blessed to be in Israel. So please pray for Israel, for America, that our nations will be obedient to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Thank you.